Good morning. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Bullish Network. XLM, full list of XLM partnerships, collaborations, and integrations for 2020. And this is one hell of an article. Must see. Also, MGI shareholders. This list is very impressive. Must see. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Bullish Network. If you guys can smash some thumbs up, hit that subscribe. I am not a financial advisor, just documenting my journey on the internet of value. Okay, guys. So, first thing first is MGI runs on Ripple and big time investors. I want to give a huge shout out to my brother Crypto V, longtime supporter of the channel. MoneyGram International shareholders. Now, this is the shareholder list right here. And of course, Ripple is on here. Ripple Labs right here owns basically 10% of MoneyGram. But also, guys, there's some other names on here that caught my attention also. One is the Vanguard Group, and they own 3.48% of MoneyGram. It looks like Alex Holmes owns 3% of MoneyGram also. And Morgan Stanley is on here also. They own a percentage of MoneyGram. And Neuberger Berman Investment Advisors. They own 2.73%. That's really interesting right there, though, guys. Ripple Labs pretty much owns 10%, and Thomas H. Lee Partners owns 37%. I believe this may be one of the first original founders. I'm not really sure. But to say Morgan Stanley on here, Vanguard Group, they see the savings that MoneyGram saves through the Ripple integration using ODL through Bitso. So I'm pretty safe to say Morgan Stanley will run on Ripple in the future, and they will be implementing this technology into other businesses also. Thank you, Crypto V, for that, my brother. Okay, guys, Grayscale, central bank digital currency, will neither replace nor harm Bitcoin. Now, here's the thing. Grayscale is a subsidiary of the Digital Currency Group, which is owned by Barry Silbert. Barry Silbert is the very first investor in Ripple Labs and in Coinbase. Also, Bitso and MasterCard backs Barry Silbert. Central bank digital currency CBDCs pose no threat to Bitcoin's value. Instead, it will spur its growth towards mass adoption. In a new report, Grayscale Investments said CBDCs will never replace BTC. And I'm going to say XRP also, because unlike top cryptocurrencies, they can be inflationary and are open to manipulation by central banks. CBDCs are merely a digital version of fiat currencies. So that's pretty interesting right there, guys. They did the whole report. I will link this in the description. I like to see the report myself. Central bank digital currencies highlight Bitcoin's value. So really good, interesting article here, guys. I will link this in the description. Digital Dollar Project releases white paper on US CBDC. Very interesting here, guys. Digital Dollar Project is Crypto Dad, who was formerly FSOC, Financial Stability Oversight Council, and now he's partnered with Centra, which is a Ripple partner. On May 29, 2020, the Digital Dollar Project, an organization seeking to advance the development of the United States central bank digital currency, published a detailed white paper exploring a US CBDC. Now, the white paper says that if the US dollar is to remain the world's primary reserve currency, it cannot remain an analog instrument and unit of account for assets increasingly dominated as digital tokens. Instead, the white paper reasons that the dollar must itself become a digital tokenized currency that measures, supports, and transacts with other digital assets interoperability. Sounds like they're definitely working with Ripple there, which I believe they are, because it's through Centra, which is a Ripple partner. After examining the theoretical and underpinnings of the CBDCs and the tokenization process, the white paper makes a case for the tokenized digital dollar. The white paper identifies 8 central bank characteristics or tenets of a US CBDC. Now I'm just going to read the first one right here, tokenization. Tokenization, a digital dollar will be tokenized form of the US dollar. A digital dollar will operate alongside the existing fiat currency or commercial bank money. It will mirror many properties of physical money. So pretty much, guys, it's safe to say, welcome to the Internet of Value. I want to give a huge shout out to my brother XRP N8IV. Whoa, I'm not following him. Okay. The time is close for a new system of value. Glad to be a part of change for the better. Now, the IMF put out a article called "The Great Reset." Very interesting right here, guys. The Great Reset, and shoot, this is the lady that replaced Madame Lagarde at the IMF. Now, she also references a smarter digital economy here. My thanks to His Royal Highness and Prince of Wales, to the Professor Schwab for bringing us together. Now is the time to think of what history would say about this epidemic, and now is the time for us to define our own role. Will historians look back and say this was the moment of the great reversal? Today we are seeing very worrying signs. Interesting there. Whoa. Good God. You guys hear that lightning? Thunder? From my perspective, the IMF have seen a massive injection of stimulus to help countries deal with crisis. I just want to get to the good part right here. Second, let me talk about smarter growth. We know the digital economy is the big winner of the epidemic, but we must not allow the digital divide to widen so that some countries and communities fall farther behind. This would bring more pain than gain in the future. So it is critical that the institutions like IMF support investments that will shrink the digital divide. Pretty much what she's referencing is interoperability. We have to be on the same page because we are a global economy working on globalization, working in partnerships with the World Bank and others. So really interesting point right there. And she calls it the Great Reset. The Great Reset. Okay, guys, the moment you guys been waiting for. A full list of 2020 Stellar XLM partnerships, integrations, and collaborations. No, actually, we're all familiar with Jed McCaleb as the original founder of Ripple, XRP, founder at Stellar, the very first crypto exchange. But this is actually a very, very good article. Stellar is one of the top altcoins that has been around since many years ago. Co-founded by Jed McCaleb, Stellar easily rose to fame in 2017, the same year where the cryptocurrency market reached its peak bull market. For more information, Jed McCaleb is the same guy who co-founded Mt. Gox and Ripple. Very interesting now. Stellar is known for its fast speed in transactions, very cheap transaction fees. Its vision is to bank the unbanked population, as well as compete with Swift and Ripple. I kind of believe there's going to be an XLM XRP partnership in the future, but we'll see what happens. On cross-border transactions, of course, in order to achieve its vision, Stellar must be able to attract top partners to its ecosystem. Now, so how successful are they in these efforts? Now, they got a list of the partnerships here, which is, Pickles, Thunder, and Pickles a little bit nervous. So here's a list of the partners right here. You have IBM, which is a very big deal. Smartlands is they launched security tokens, tokenizing property. Smartland, I did follow that one, but the one that jumped out at me right away is Stripe. Stripe is a very big deal. Now, Stellar, this is a Stellar blog from Stripe from 2014. Also, guys, Stripe brothers become the richest self-made Irish billionaire. So this is the Stripe brothers right here. Since Stripe's earliest days, we believe the world needs simpler and more open protocols for moving money. We launched our Bitcoin beta 4 months ago and recently published our thoughts around cryptocurrency. Today, we are excited to see the launch of Stellar, a new open source project and nonprofit organization to which we provided seed funding. Now, this is a very interesting scenario here also, guys, because Stripe tried to buy Ripple, and Jed McCaleb wanted to sell Ripple at that point. So that deal is kind of where the relationship went bad with Ripple, and pretty much that's when Jed McCaleb created XLM, and he was backed by Stripe. Now, I believe Stripe is sitting on a very large amount of XLM. The development is led by Jed McCaleb and Professor Dave in collaboration with a small team of others. The technology is based on the open source Ripple project originally created by Jed a few years ago. Now, Stripe's role. Stellar's goal is to build a greater transparent layer for moving monetary value. So that's really interesting right there. Stripe contributed $3 million to help get the project going. In return, we received 2% of Stellar. That's XLM. However, the project is not run by Stripe. We just believe the system with properties like Stellar should exist in the world. So this is very interesting. I'm not sure where we stand with the relationship with Stripe today, but I do understand that Stripe become the richest self-made billionaires. And if you go back one right here, Stripe founders net worth 4.5 billion. Stripe CEO Patrick Collins on Limitless. Stripe brothers richest billionaires. Top 4 billionaires living in Vegas. Stripe brothers become Ireland's richest self-billionaires. So pretty much, guys, pretty big deal with Stripe. In 2016, Stripe was valued at over $9 billion when it raised $150 million. Its next funding round was in September 2018. Stripe received $20 billion valuation when raising another $245 million. So that's a big-time partnership right there. And as we go back to this right here, detailed list of integrations, IBM, why IBM built WorldWire on Stellar. That's pretty interesting, WorldWire on Stellar. When Stellar was introduced to the world, many of its earliest adopters have foreseen the use case of XLM in the cross-border space. Just like XRP, the biggest advantage of Stellar is its speed. And corporations have been looking for fast, cheap cryptocurrency to revolutionize the wire transfer industry in the banking system. IBM, as one of the corporations, eventually chose to partner with Stellar to build IBM blockchain WorldWire. Interesting right there. Smartland wants to build real estate market on Stellar. I talked about that. Stripe, of course, that's a big deal. HTC Exodus, that's a big deal. HTC was the most popular Android smartphone company in the world before Samsung took over the crown. Since then, HTC has been trying to reinvent itself in the phone industry. Rather than trying to go mainstream like every other Samsung and Apple competitor, HTC has chosen to go niche, and the niche is the blockchain industry. Very interesting there. The phones will come with built-in wallets, I believe, just like Facebook already comes with the phone, basically, like the apps, the add-ons. So there's Stellar right there. Now, really quick, guys, I want to add two things that really jumped out at me about Stellar is we know Jed McCaleb is a genius when it comes to creating products, and he created XRP, XLM, First Crypto Exchange. But I think he, is maybe a bad businessman. So Stellar Foundation hires Mozilla Ezek as its new CEO. So longtime Mozilla Chief Operating Officer Danielle Dixon has officially joined the crypto ecosystem. Dixon has joined the Stellar Development Foundation as the CEO, which promotes the top 10 cryptocurrency XLM. So that's really interesting right there. Also, what also jumped out at me is Mike Kennedy. Mike Kennedy, the founder of digital payment network Zelle, joined Stellar-focused crypto development company Interstellar as its new CEO. So I'm very familiar with Zelle. Actually, I use Zelle through my banking app. It's pretty much a way to send money from app to app, bank to bank. Founder of Zelle. But founder of Zelle joins XLM. That's huge because Zelle is already implemented into like Wells and Fargo. I'm pretty sure it's implemented in most of the banks. So that's really interesting right there. They're making the right connections. That's a big deal. Interstellar hires Zelle co-founder Mike Kennedy to steer the ship. Really interesting right there. Zelle co-founder to grow Stellar Network as CEO of Interstellar. So I thought I'd throw that out there, guys, because XLM is on Binance US, a regulated US exchange. And also, Stellar is up, I think, 28% so far. I think it went from like 4 cents to 8 cents. But I believe Stellar will do well in the future with them partnerships right there. So what do you guys think? XLM, XRP partnership? Is there any Stellar fans out there? let me know in the comments. The Bullish Network logo will come down right now. Smash that bull to subscribe to the channel. Smash that thumbs up. Hit that notification bell, and you will be notified when I release a video daily. Much love. Mahalo. Bullish Network. Bullish family. #1.